Alright, y'all, wish me luck. Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I'm Mr. Randy, and today we're going to be doing a full review episode. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. Come on in, get comfortable. All my returning viewers, I think you understand where we're at. So today's full review episode is going to be of the Edinburgh Malt Glenkinchie Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, the Distillers Edition, coming in at a meager 43% alcohol by volume. You hear that? You hear me already? I'm becoming a snob. Distilled at the Glenkinchie Distillery. Can we say that? Pencaitlan, Scotland. Double matured, and boy, we're really testing my limits. Amontillado. Ah, sounds very much like an Italian. It is stupid. Seasoned American oak cask. It's double matured in elegant seasoned American oak cask to complement the whiskey's sophisticated balance between sweet and dry. The Distilleries Edition reveals a Stop looking at the damn camera. That's what's messing me up. Crisp and fuller bodied character of Glenkinchie. Nothing on that side. Nothing up that sleeve. Hey, there's something. Fragrant and firm-bodied. You know, I'm just going to slowly. Creamy and malty on the palate. Hints of grapes and dates. Oh, I get it. Hey, look at that. That's weird. Serving size, 1.5 ounces. Yeah, I guess so. 17 servings per bottle. There's your alcohol by volume. We already got that. Calories, carbohydrates. That's weird. Calories, but hey. Don't need that government warning. It is a Diageo product out of New York, New York. Pulling the thumb back there. Glenkinchie Distillery, East Lothian. What's the numbers? Oh, yeah. I remember. It's the UK does some really weird stuff with their addressing. Not like we do here in the States. A lot of different nations, they've sort of adapted sort of to a uniform type of addressing. But the UK has a little bit... I know it looks natural to them and weird to the rest of the world. But there's nothing else really on the box. So there's that. On the bottle, pretty much everything you saw just there a moment ago. And same as the back as well. So let's get this... Let's get it popping. Pretty much nondescript wooden natural organic cork. How do you feel about the corks? I'm a little torn. In the beginning, I was absolutely all for natural organic corks, but I also find out that a synthetic cork can and will fail you just as so natural corks do. Because I had what was that one I'm looking at? I'm looking at I picked up a gin. I picked up a gin the other day and went to pop it. I pulled it off twice, and the third time, that was it. Synthetic. What happened was the glue that was holding the where are you? The glue that was holding the cork in, I guess, was faulty or whatever, what have you, and it gave out. So there's that. So this is a 12-year-old double matured ex bodega Amontillado sherry casks. Expression was started in 2023. Here's where we start to get a little hurting. Here's where the masochist comes out. I paid $102.55 out the door for this 43%. Yeah. 102. We broke that price point ceiling. We stepped over the line. We put a couple of toes over the line. We'll say that. But I wanted something special. This was recommended, and let's see if anything has changed since Off the Rip. I do a 3-part series. Part 1, Off the Rip, get it home, crack it open, have my first pour, share my first impressions with you because that's what I do. Part 2, full review time. We drink it down halfway as we have, put the cork back on it if we've got it, put it back on the shelf, let it sit for a week and a half, let it open up, let it, figure out who it is, what it does. That's what we do, baby. Anyways, we go online, we find out next to nothing, we come back and we talk about it. I will score it and continue to talk about it because continue to drink it. because part 3, final pour episode, thusly named, will have that final pour. Compare it to the first pour off the rip and everything in between. This had been recommended to me by a few people. I'm not going to name names because maybe after we've determined what this is really going to turn out to be. On the nose, I'm getting light, grassy, that sort of sickly sweetness like you get from marzipan, toffee, and raisin. Yeah, I get the raisin for sure. Oaky, like a dry, dusty, oaky woodiness. Okay. The nosing is not that bad, but it's not. I'm trying to compartmentalize these things. The nose it's a little above mid. It's not going to break into very nice. It's nice enough. How about that? Moving on to the palate. That's where things get a little interesting. Gotta be honest, I don't know what Amontillado. I don't know what Amontillado is, but hey, what was that other one we had? What was that other one we had? And we were like, man, we gotta dive deeper into that one. There's another wine. It starts with an M. You know, I have that thing where if I think too much on the word before I get it out of my mouth, it ghosts me. It'll come back in a few minutes. You know, all my return viewers, you know it comes back. But that's another wine cask finish that's very, very beautiful. Makes very beautiful Scotch. And then we're looking into something else. But we got to move on. Yeah, 43%. I paid $102.55 out the door. I didn't feel too great about off the rip, but hey, we'll do one more and we'll talk about it. There's the toffee. Look at that. It's got some pretty good viscosity. Transfers well on the palate. Slightly oily. Kind of juicy. On the palate, I'm getting nutty, oaky, toffee, buttery biscuit. Now, not the American biscuit. And sometimes I can't swap over and flip the switch. But I'm talking about like those Danish sugar cookies, the Danish buttery sugar cookies that you get in around 10. And how when you eat those, especially when they're fresher, and they sort of just like fall apart. They just like crumble and dissolve, and it's that's a biscuit. That's a buttery biscuit. When I say buttery biscuit, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the American doughy biscuit like you get from Popeyes or something like that. Like Grandma used to make some amazing biscuits. I miss my grandparents. Moving on. If you liked the video, go and hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, go ahead and do so while you're there. That way these videos will come to you as soon as I release them. I promise not so much more of a childhood trauma, but hey, never say never. Where are we at? Oh yeah, the finish. Okay. See what I mean? I said wait. And you give it a fair shake. Off the rip, I didn't care for it. That first third of the bottle, didn't care for it. I felt I was robbed. Do I still think we'll get ahead of ourselves? Hold on, slow down. Pump the brakes, Mr. Randy. Let's talk about the finish. There it is, buttery biscuit, toffee. Yeah, even some toffee, raisin, nutty, marzipan. I keep coming back to that. I think that's going to be the new way I say sickly sweet. Marzipan has like a sort of like a deep, rich, sickly sweet kind of taste to it. It's like got a sweet, but kind of like a sourness to it. Marzipan. We're going to lock that in. Instead of saying sickly sweet from now on, we're going to try and say marzipan. Buttery biscuit, abso-freaking-lutely. Toffee, raisin, nuttiness, a little bit of nuttiness. We're all a little nutty. Cheeks, gums, a little on the lips as well. It's nice. Jowls. So let's talk about the back end. Exceeds a 2 but not pushes up to a 3. How about that? Exceeds a 2 but does not push a 3. Not quite. It's actually kind of nice. Nice enough that it changed my mind about the bottle. This is why I constantly urge you, all my viewers, anyone who will listen to me, don't judge a bottle by the first third of the bottle. You gotta at least wait till you get into the second third. Mostly, I would say wait till the halfway point. Let it sit for a week and a half. Let it really tell you who it is. That's when you're really going to get to know a bottle. I've seen so many people don't even get past the shoulder and condemn the bottle. No, don't do that anymore. If you have to, my friends, if you drink a few pours and you don't even get past the shoulder and you're like, nah, screw that. I wouldn't suggest pouring it down the drain. Pour it into another bottle. That's going to save your ass in the end. Trust me on that one. Split it. Split what's in here at least in half. Put it into another bottle. You have half of this bottle, half of another bottle. Let it sit for a week and a half. Let it open up. Let it relax. Let it chill out. Let it get to know itself. Then you get to know it. And you get to know it at its best. That's where it's at its best. Right here. Because I was like, nah, wait a minute. I don't know. Maybe, yes. Is it still a $102 bottle? We're going to skip over to that and say no. No, I don't think it is. I think what's the price point is getting you on is the cask that it is being finished in. I think that's it. Now, I went to the website. I didn't get a whole lot of information about all that stuff. I got good information about the distillery. Not too bad. I forgot to plug her back in over here. It's not bad. It's actually better than not bad. It's pretty good. I've absolutely changed my mind on this bottle. It took some time. Please give it some time. There are bottles out there. There's that bottle of that Kraken rum, that dark Kraken rum. If you're curious, go ahead and look it up. It's the Kraken rum. Look at that up in my library. That is absolutely atrocious. I have no idea who they thought was going to like that, but it's still on the shelves. Oh, God help us. Where am I at? That's a pretty dang good finish. It really was. You had to wait till the halfway point. Let it open up. Let it understand itself before you can understand it. Then give it a go. My score on this is going to be a strong 4 out of 5. Man, that price point really draws it down. It really just like, no, you're not going to get this 5. 102.55. My fair price. Strong 4 out of 5 because that's a damn good sherry finish. 12 year, it gives you a good age statement. 12 years. It is at least a 43%. They could have slapped you with a 40 and said, thank you very much, be on your way. If it was a 46%, it would have given it more pizzazz. And I think it would have broke into the 5 column and been a weak 5 out of 5. That price point, negotiable. Kind of at this point, negotiable. I'd still love to see it under $100 out the door because that's where I'm still swinging. I'm not going to count this as a break. Okay, I'm not going to count it as a break. Yes, I know it's med times. My fair price on this, 80. I'd feel a lot better about this if it was 80 and it was 46%. If it was $80, I'd feel better. If it was 46, I'd give you 90. If it was 46, I'd give you 90. Would I buy this again? No. I think they have a couple other expressions for the Glenkinchie, and I'll consider it as long as it meets all the requirements. But there it is. In the comment section, would love to know where you're at, where you're currently drinking. Have you had a Glenkinchie? Have you had this one, the Distillers Edition? What do you think about it? What do you think about all that BS hot air I just blew out in front of my face? But there it is. Let's talk about it in the comment section. And as always, thank you very much for stopping by at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. It's now it's a good one. It's a very good one. Not $100 good, but it's a good one.